Welcome to Business Recharged Podcast with your host, the Queen of Content and CEO of the Mac Institute, Dr. Felicia Mack.
Welcome back to Business Recharged Podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Felicia, and today we are talking all about how to define personal success. If that is something that you're interested in, then definitely keep on listening. I will tell you that I'm very excited about this episode because personal success is one of those things that I kind of just geek out about. I absolutely love talking about it. And today I think I have a great kind of keen perspective on how to define personal success that actually works, right? I feel like a lot of times we are in a place where we talk about success, we talk about goals, we talk about our outlook on life and, what we want to do, but we don't necessarily focus in and take that journey of what it truly means to define personal success. Now, I'll tell you that personal success is not just success, right? Personal success is specific to you. It's specific to your goals. It's specific to what you're passionate about. It's specific to the things that make you glow, right? That make you truly get recharged in your life and in your business. And so there's different levels, there's different ways, there's different segments of your life that you can absolutely define personal success. But for the purpose of today's podcast, we're talking about personal success that is linked to your business and your life. So you can bucket that into lifestyle if you want. So I would recommend that if you don't have your Business Recharged notebook, definitely grab it. If you need to download your Business Recharged notebook, it's absolutely free to do so. And you can visit contentforbosses.com to grab your free Business Recharged notebook and follow along with us. So how to define personal success. I want to share a quick story with you guys. So if you have been listening to our podcast for a while or just following me on social media, you know that I really live my life in about 4 different quadrants. One is helping others, sharing incredible information that is going to transform the lives of my audience, donating. I really believe in donating and giving back, and just serving more than receiving. I believe that, regardless of what your background is, regardless of what you believe in, the art of manifestation in anything that you do is absolutely true and relevant. And so it's important that we utilize the time that we have on this precious planet, this precious earth, to really make sure that we are in alignment with doing what we are called to do. So how do you determine that? And what happens if you're kind of like a leaf in the wind that blows, not really knowing what direction to go in and not really knowing where to start to understand what success means to you? I will tell you that most people, they define success by how they were brought up, right? By how their parents may have defined it. Most of us are taught to go to school, to go to college, get a job, have the family, right? Go to work, come back home, go to sleep, and do it all over again. Take a vacation maybe once a year, right? Like most of us are taught that. But I feel like now we're in this era where obviously the internet is our oyster, and we're able to really explore and to do more than our parents and our parents' parents could do, right? So regardless of what age, range you are, it is really an incredible time to dream bigger, to do more, and to be a greater presence within the universe. So what does that look like, and how do you start that journey if you have no idea? Well, there's some key questions that I coach my clients to utilize when defining their personal success. And I kind of want to walk you through what that looks like today with this episode. So the first thing that you want to ask yourself is, what is it that I absolutely love to do, right? So take away the income, take away the bills, right? Take away the responsibilities, take away everything that's kind of driving you to, maybe go to that 9 to 5, or driving you to do what it is that you're doing every day. And just simply ask yourself, what do you love? Now, a lot of us, we have maybe gotten reconnected with the joys and the things that we enjoy based upon the pandemic, right? We may have gotten, a little bit more used to that. But I would tell you that most people are not really in tune, right? Even the things that you enjoy may be a hobby, but you may struggle with, how do I turn that hobby into a side hustle, right? How do I turn that hobby into something that I can ultimately become successful at? So the first thing that I want you to do, and I want you to write this down, is to understand that your personal success is not connected to a dollar amount. Okay, your personal success is not connected to a dollar amount. The easiest way that's the easiest way I can say that. And I will tell you, the more that you're able to wrap your mind around that, the easier defining personal success will be. We look at material things, and some of us, we define success by that. But I really want you to think about personal success from a freedom perspective. So when you're thinking about personal success from a freedom perspective, it really changes the conversation, because you're no longer looking at a dollar amount. And if you are looking at a dollar amount, it's a dollar amount that is more so tied to you being able to do more, to show up bigger, and to own your time. Time is the one thing that we cannot buy, right? Time is the one thing that we don't own. Time is the one thing that is kind of borrowed, right? We're on borrowed time. So it's the most precious thing that we have, yet it's the thing that we use kind of willy-nilly the most, right? We often go to a job that we are at for 8 to 10 hours a day, right? That we may not even enjoy, we may not like, but at the end of the day, you want to pay the bills, right? So that shifts your personal success to then being just professionally what you have to do to make ends meet. So I want you to get out of that mindset and to really focus in on what it is that you enjoy, what brings you true joy. So the second thing I want you to write on your paper is, what brings me joy, right? And you may say, well, man, I like to travel, or I like to, work out. I like to try new restaurants. I like to spend time with family and friends. Like, all of those things are great, but I want you to even move beyond that a little bit, right? So what at the core about those things bring you joy? Is it the relationship building? Is it, you being able to have time and the freedom, just knowing that you can do those things that bring you joy? Is it you planning? Is it, you being able to show your family different parts of the world? So I want you to dig a little bit deeper as far as surrounding what it is that you do like, and understanding kind of why you like those things, and understanding ultimately why those things bring you joy. The next question I want to ask is, what are the activities and the things in your life that you do that you feel like you can just be yourself, right? You feel like being yourself is very easy. The task, it feels very natural. Showing up, doing that activity on a day-to-day basis just feels like you're just being you and doing you, right? The more that you can really focus in on that, the more you're inclined to want to do more, and the more you're inclined to excel. You think about people who have said, oh, I have quit my job and I've done so many amazing things. Well, it's because they held the space and gave themselves permission to show up how they are the most comfortable in doing so. And we know that just in human nature, it's our nature to go with the flow versus going against the rocks, right? When you hit against rocks, that's resistance. When you go with the flow, flowing with the river, that is more like I'm flowing in life versus hitting up against rocks and being knocked down and having to get up again. So oftentimes the jobs, oftentimes the bad relationships, oftentimes the toxic relationships, all of that stuff can get in the way and cloud our mind and our judgment of truly what success looks like in our lives. And I also would add that it's important to think about personal success from a holistic perspective, because you can have success in your business, success in your life, but you don't have success with your health and wellness, right? And so we know that that's just as important with freedom, because you don't want to get to the finish line and be tired, be worn out, not be healthy to enjoy the fruits of your labor. So I think that personal success is really looking at the totality of our lives and the different buckets and different key areas that we're showing up as, right? I want you to think of your life kind of as a movie. You play different characters. You may have a character of a mom. You may be a character as a dad, right? You may be a character as an employee. You may be a character as a boss. You may be a character as a sister, a brother, an auntie, a cousin, right? A friend. All of these, a speaker, an author, a business owner, a coach, right? All of those things are different roles in your life. And to really create success, you have to understand how to create success within those roles. So really understanding where you are in your life, really understanding what brings you joy, understanding the difference between success and equating success to a number, right? A financial number, I think is really the ultimate goal of defining personal success. It takes time, right? It takes you really going within, really doing some journaling, really doing some thinking and some prayer for most of us, and really getting and asking yourself those hard questions. Now, here's the thing. When you ask yourself those questions, you got to be ready for the answers, and you got to be ready to take action on those answers, right? Maybe not today, but ultimately, because sitting on those answers, sitting on what you know, sitting on how you know that you feel and not acting, it only further pushes you away from obtaining the personal success that you deserve, desire, and require for this life. So think about that as you begin to journal, as you begin to reflect, as you begin to understand those different nuances and levels of success. The other thing is that I believe that, I'm really big in affirmations. I'm really big in visualization and vision boards, all the things, right? But I think that you have to stay close to what you define as personal success. Here's what I mean by that. We are all so busy, right? We are busy living our lives. We're busy getting and obtaining information online and just doing everything. So there's so much that we do on a day-to-day basis that honestly, it's not like, oh, at 3:00, I'm going to focus on personal success on our calendars, right? So my point is that you want to keep this at the forefront of your mind and at the forefront of what it is that you're looking at. So once you are crystal clear about how you define personal success, I recommend that you put it somewhere that you see every day. So even if your level of personal success in one of your roles hasn't been met, ultimately that you're working towards that, right? Ultimately that what is important to you, and that it's the driver of how you're going to move, the decisions that you're going to make, the people that you're going to allow in your space and not allow in your space, right? All of that goes together. So you can't do that if you don't keep it at the forefront and you're like, oh, well, yeah, dang, that is a part of my personal success, but I've really gotten away from it. Why? Because it's not top of mind. It's not priority. It's not built into your ecosystem, as I like to call it, that you live in on a day-to-day basis. So get close to your personal success. Make it personal, right? Make it really mean and carry the weight that it should carry in your life, and trust and believe you will start to see that you're not only walking and talking what success means and to drive personal success home, but you will be living it. Awesome. So I hope that this helps you. Definitely remember to subscribe. Make sure that you also leave us a review. That helps our podcast a lot. And I will see you next week, same time, same place. Thanks so much for listening.